Hey there, fellow Factorians. Onerous here with another episode. I'm going to say the final episode. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I think this is going to be the last episode of our LTN and space exploration run. Oh man, it has been amazing. And I have thoroughly enjoyed space exploration. I mean, if you've made it this far, I hope you've seen it's just such a nice level of complexity. It's not at the Bob's Angels level, but it's got enough in it, enough depth in the post-rocket launch phase that it's just really enjoyable, and it's not as stressful as Bob's and Angels. So I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, got to thank a couple of people. Mr. Awesome, I think it was, pointed out that in the last episode my ship needed power, and that was why I was going so slow. And we'll get to that in a minute. And then also Pelf. Pelf mentioned that I should put lasers on my ship for reasons that we'll also show in a minute. So, as you can see, the ship has totally changed. I've rebuilt it from scratch, and we need to rename it, don't we? Back to the Esmeralda. Yes. Perfect name for a ship. All right. So we've got some solar panels now. These are space solar panels. They're a bit more powerful. Regular solar panels, 60 kilowatts. These guys, 400 kilowatts, so much more energy dense. So they're a 4x4 size, but they output a lot more. I've just got regular accumulators because space accumulators actually I can't make just yet, and probably never will. And as you can see with some lasers, I've down to two liquid rockets, and if we have a look at the stats here, I've pretty well maxed out everything. Structural stress 298 of 300, so this is the biggest size I could make. And then containers, I've maxed out. So we've got I've put in a bunch of requester chests, and they've got stuff for if I wanted to start a base somewhere. So this is my idea for going to another planet. I've got just a bunch of inserters, whole heap of equipment. I've got assemblers, I've got chem plants, refineries, industrial furnaces, power. Speaking of power, got a bunch of solar panels and accumulators. I'd probably go with nuclear power if you have it available, because obviously nuclear power is a little bit more powerful, I guess you would say. Yeah. Then I've only got red tech. I never even bothered with blue. I've got a bunch of robotics stuff. We've got just some bits and bobs in this one. We've got a bunch of rocket fuel, just in case. And then a couple chests with some defensive stuff, even some meteor defenses. So I thought, why not for this final episode just go to another planet? And I mean, first things first, let's go to Novus orbit. So travel time 5 minutes 33. This is what we did last time. So if we launch now, hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Travel time is now unknown. So remember that 5:33, and that's how long it took us last time. If we now engage and we have power flowing everywhere, 2 seconds. Look at that. That is what I was expecting the first time around. So the issue was I didn't have power. Thanks, Mr. Awesome, for pointing out. I didn't have power to the thrusters, so I was just basically gliding there. It does use rocket fuel, though, as you go along. So as you can see, we've used 70% of our fuel just to get here. We can anchor somewhere. Look at that. Confirm anchor, and here we are. Not much to say about that. I mean, look, the platform. The platform's doing well. Space platform. We've still got science kind of going. I don't know what we can use it for, but it's there. But now let's go to a planet, and I think this is the one with all the aliens. Probably should check that, shouldn't I? Yeah, okay. So Atropos, we were here and we died way back. It's like the first place we went. So let's see if we can get a little bit of revenge, or we can actually go to the Esmeralda. I guess because that is sometimes not in the right place. Okay, so let's go to Atropos. And I'm in the wrong spot. let's go to Atropos. All right, launch. We've got just enough. Oh, heaps of energy to get past there. So now we have much less fuel because we went into orbit. So let's engage the thrusters and see what time we've got. All right. So it's only 40 seconds. As you can see now, here is where the lasers really shine. So as we're cruising along, not meteor, well, I guess they're meteors, asteroids are around. So every now and again, one of them actually might hit if the lasers don't pick up. Anyway, and if it hits, it does some damage to the walls. Robots repair it, but I guess if you get enough, you'll get decompression. Not a good thing in space. Now, our fuel is slowly dropping. Looks like power is just flickering on and off, so it's taking us a little bit longer. But we are very shortly going to be there, and here we are. All right. So, let's anchor. We're down. I think first things first, we need to get some power. And just as an interesting thing, these solar panels can only be built on space tile. So you need a spaceship tile to place down. I think I had a few more of these. Whoops, 6. Oops, we missed a corner. There we go. All right. So there's a bit of power, a little bit of power. Sure, pop that over there. What do we got? We are producing 158 kilowatts. No, 11, like four and a half megawatts. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Just from that tiny little bit. Now, I do want to put down some lasers over here, I guess, just to protect us in case. So kind of what I envisioned happening here is you'd come down, you'd pop down a few roboports, because they're pretty good. Grab some robots, dump them in, and basically at this point it's everything is going to be robots, robots. And it's nighttime. We are out of power. Probably not a good time to set off a fight. Yep. Let's. What are they complaining about? What's going on, power network? Is that just the charging? Satisfaction of 20 meg. We're already needing 20 megawatts. So, I guess the first thing we would need to do is actually convert these over to passive providers, and then start doing a little bit of a solar field. We probably don't have the space at this particular place to do the Avon solar without setting off biters, but we'll pop it in there anyway. Why not? And of course, the problem we are having is we don't have construction bots in these things. Let's grab a few of those. There we go. All right. Construction bots, away you go. Construction bots, away you go. Give us back our 100. No, apparently we lost 50. All right. So yeah, that would be it. You just come down here, drop a bunch of stuff. I mean, I think I just make all of these passive providers now that they have the requests filled, and then they can go and do what they need to do. Should put a door over this side too, shouldn't I? There we go. All right. Autosave. We're out of power. No surprises there. But like here we've built a little bit of a power grid already. Immediately we could start mining. Where are our miners? All right. We could do just a sneaky little miner setup. The old robot miner. Here we go. Get you there and there. And then just a little bit of that. Start that going. There's a little bit of iron coming in. Yeah, well, we need power, guys. We need daytime. We need daytime. What's going on? Oh yeah, everyone's even at daytime. We're really going to struggle. I mean, maybe we pushed a bit too hard. Pushed a bit too hard on our go, and the power situation not so great. All right, where's somewhere we can do this? There we go. All right, miners, yeah, you're going to struggle. The other thing, like we got industrial furnaces, we could pop one of those down and just say, all right, start turning our iron ore into iron plate, and that's just like very, very quick. If we had power. So clearly this is where the nuclear, if you had to start up with nuclear, it'd be much nicer. Do we actually have this connected? Probably not. Is this not working because it's doesn't have daytime here? I hear. Is there any way to see what the stats of this planet are? Oh, here we go. Day-night cycle, 18 minutes, whereas Novus is 7 minutes. All right. Well, there you go. I wonder if that changes the solar ratio as well. It probably does. Something to think about. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'd have to wait 18 minutes for this to pick back up. But we're not going to do that. We are definitely not going to do that. Do we have enough fuel to leave here? Launch energy 86 of 50. Yeah, we certainly do. So we could at this point. Just ditch all this stuff into boxes over here. Like so. Bunch of spiked wall, those things. No, not everything, thank you. Spiked wall, those things, and those things. And not a fantastic way to go about doing it. Yeah, you could just do that. Transfer all your materials across to here, and then just fly away, and let the bots handle everything. Which honestly is not that crazy an idea in my opinion. What if I did this? Deconstruct it. See if that's going to make it quicker. It is. All right. Oh, look at that. We got some daytime. There we go. All right, stuff's starting to come in. We've got a lot of rocket fuel. Okay, this is definitely the way to do it, isn't it? All right, look at it go. Solar panels, miners. Just keep ditching stuff. A couple of these. Some more bots. Look at that. We've got some rail. And yeah, look, it's you'd end up with a lot of gear here, and I don't know what we'd do with it, but you know, got to do something with it. I don't even remember all the stuff that we had in there. It's definitely a lot of those. Ooh, data cards. Yeah. Look, we'll just keep. We could just put everything over there, honestly. It's probably quicker to do that, and then we'll get yeah, this is the way to do it, and then the bots will give us everything we need. There we go. Okay, done. Look at that. So we have emptied our ship here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fly away. Let's make sure that this is kind of connected around this way. And then let's see what happens if we fly away. Let's go back to Novus. 40 seconds at max speed. I'm not sure if we're going to get max speed because we're pretty low on fuel. But let's just see what happens. Looks like we got there. We still got a little bit of fuel left. It's interesting that, yeah, the fuel tanks aren't evening out. They must be just constantly pumping fuel. So now if we hit N and we go back to Atropos, we can see it's happening. It's all happening. I wonder why the biters aren't attacking. I guess they don't mind. They just don't mind. All right, let's make sure that's actually going to be connected. There we go. We've got some power. We've got mining. We've got some iron plate. Look at that. It's all happening. You can then drop one down for some copper. We can do some of this over here. And yeah. The other thing, of course, is deep drilling. That's another thing that we didn't really look into. There's yeah, there we go. Look at that, copper galore. It's slow. It's slow. It's tiresome. I honestly have no real desire to go back and rebuild from scratch a new base at this point. I would love, and probably what I will do is play around with the spaceships, do a bit more research to be able to make bigger spaceships, get some funky designs. Pelf actually sent me through a few videos, images of other YouTubers and people that have made spaceships, and so there's some really cool. You can make some really cool looking things, just weird shapes. Weird shapes with lots of fun stuff in there. This is obviously very utilitarian. All right, let's dock here at Novus. We've got our little. See if I can. There we go. Perfect. Aligned with my hazard concrete, and then that will allow us to refill with fuel. And that's basically it from the spaceship kind of stuff. Other than that, look, there's so much tech that we haven't got into, and apart from the better ships, there's working up to deep space tech, which then unlocks all the infinite techs as well as some of the more useful tech, honestly. And to get there, there was actually, that reminds me, so accumulators. So we got the space. The space solar panels, but then space accumulators require superconductive cable, which is again hidden behind some pretty extensive research, and I found that a little bit grindy at this point. I enjoyed doing the first level really well. Definitely the game speed times 10 is a real lifesaver when it comes to building up the research. If we have a look at Novus now, not T, L for logistics. Let's have a look how much science we've built up. Yeah, we've got 100 science, 100 energy science, 100 astronomic science. Well, we'll call it 100. It's really 90 and 70. We've got a couple of biological. Apparently, we've got no material science. We are getting attacked. Yes, there's our defenses. I have not really been worried about. Too much, but they are starting to get a little bit more feisty, if we shall say. Mainly because look, I haven't cleared out this area over here, which is where they're all coming from. But again, don't think it matters at this point. Yeah, so wrapping up, I've had great fun. I've actually I've downloaded. So this was all run on version 0.18.17. I've actually downloaded the zip file from the Factorio website for that version, so it won't ever get updated. The zip file version from the website, and I've copied all the mods, and I'm going to copy the saves across, and maybe I'll tinker with this in the future. The advantage of taking the zip file, is not having any changes to updates that break the mods or updated mods for newer versions and you're stuck on an old version, whatever. It's tidy, it's standalone. You can have as many different versions with the zip file as you want, and they don't interfere with each other. Very, very handy. So I'm probably going to keep that, and maybe someday I'll come back and revisit the space exploration. But for now, I'm kind of not 100% sure what we're going to be doing for the next Let's Play. My current thoughts are a ribbon world, and I've been getting a user watching my old Death World series and getting some really good feedback. Good in the sense that very meaningful. Lots of info on stuff I could have done better with the Death World. So I'm thinking of doing a ribbon world with rampant mod. So rampant mod makes the biters a bit tougher, a bit smarter. I'm not sure if they're smarter now with the new pathfinding that's in the vanilla, but originally, yes, it was making them a bit more intelligent. And there are some extra military tech in there as well that makes the things just a little bit more interesting. But other than that, it'll be a fairly vanilla-y kind of experience, certainly compared to this late game space exploration and the previous Bob's Angels run. But yeah, that's my current thoughts. I'm not 100% set on it. So if you've got some other things that you'd like to see, I'd love to hear your comments down below. At the end of the day, like I love making these games, and I'm probably going to play any Factorio version, mod, map setting, whatever, because it's just enjoyable to me. And look, if it's enjoyable to watch as well, then all the better for you guys. So I don't have much else to say. And look, a 20-minute episode. It's a good change from the rest of the season. Rest of the series, sorry. We pretty much, certainly in the last half with space exploration, we ended up going over the 30 minutes quite frequently. But all that's left to say is a huge thank to my patrons, Cognito and Pelth, and Brandon. If you want to help support the channel, there's a few ways you can do it. If you want to support it monetarily, which I would be eternally grateful if you did, you can see the links down below for Patreon. You can do a one-off via PayPal. If you don't want to support with money, and especially in the current climate, I totally understand. There's certainly other ways you can help. So if you're not subscribed, if you watch this whole series and you're not subscribed, what's going on? It's crazy. But subscribing helps me out. Commenting on the video, liking the video, if you like it. You can comment if you don't like it, but only like it if you like it. Those things, they just help YouTubers by the famous YouTube algorithm. The more community engagement, the more your videos get shown to other people. All that kind of jazz. But it does help me out. It does help grow the channel, and I'm going to continue making wonderful content as long as you people continue to enjoy it. So do let me know in the comments below. Again, thanks to my current patrons. Amazing to have you guys on board. It does show that it does motivate me to make much more content. It's fantastic. And most importantly, see you tomorrow.